Hey guys, we're going to do two parts to this review. So our test review will be 1 through 14 on this video, and then 15 through whatever it is, 29 on the second video. So if you have questions on the second half of the review, skip this video and go to the next one. Alright, so here we go, let's get started. In these first ones, we're solving equations, okay? So isolate the variable or get the variable by itself. Right here, I see I have negative d plus 9, so I'm going to subtract 9 from this variable. I'm going to subtract 9 on this side of the equal sign. Again, I can draw that line straight down. 20 minus 9 is 11. My equal sign comes down, and so does negative d. Now, several of you today were like, okay, so can I have d be negative? You have an invisible 1 right here. Divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1, and I end up with d equals negative 11, or d equals negative 11. For some reason, this thing is being wonky today and not wanting to be nice to me. So d equals, I don't know, pretend that's an equal sign. All right, let's keep going. Here we go on this one. Just because there's decimals, no big deal. Let's do minus 4.3 minus 4.3. I end up with 3.7x equals whatever 19.1 minus, let's see, so 14.8. I have my cheat sheet in front of me. Then we're going to divide by whatever's in front of the variable. Divide by 3.7. Divide by 3.7. These cancel. I'm left with just my x, so x equals whatever this is. 14.8 divided by 3.7 is 4. So here's my answer here. Here's my answer there. Let's keep going. All right, number 3. A lot of you guys were confused on this one, and you were like, well, how do I get rid of the 4 and all sorts of stuff? Okay, so to get rid of the 4, again, we're isolating the variable. So the first thing I need to do is, I know that this is grouped together. So I can't do anything with that until this 4 goes away. In order to get rid of that 4, we're going to multiply both sides by 4 over 1. And miraculously, that is going to cancel out the 4's. This is married together right now. I can't do anything with it. I have to get rid of that 4 in the denominator. So I have 4 times 4 is 16. Okay? Next, we're going to do, it's just like what we've been doing. Subtract 9. Subtract 9. I'm left with b equals 7. Right? Yeah. Okay. Next one. Here, this one, a lot of you guys were like, well, I need to add 8p, and then I need to add 9p. On this side of the equal sign, you have to combine all your like terms first before you start moving stuff around. So on this side of the equal sign, I see that I have negative 8p plus 9p. It would be just like if it said negative 8 plus 9. Okay, you're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to have 2 equals. Combine those two gives me 1p, and my plus 10 is still there. Now I can deal with the 10 and the 2. I'll move this 10 over to the left side of the equal sign so that p is isolated. I'm subtracting because it was positive. 2 minus 10 is negative 8 equals 1p. Divide by 1. Divide by 1. P equals negative 8. Good thing I got it right. Okay? Let's keep going. This one, again, combine like terms. I've got 8d, 2d, 4d, minus 4d. All of those go together. So 8 plus 2 plus 4. Again, I can do this all in one step because they all have the same variable. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14d. This is 14d plus 5 minus 4d. Now I have my d's, still these d's. I'm dealing with this guy and this guy. I forgot to do equals 0. All right, 14d minus 4d is 10d plus 5 equals 0. Okay, now it looks like a nice easy problem to deal with. So we're going to subtract 5 so I can isolate the term that has the variable. Subtract 5. 10d comes down equals negative 5. Now, I just need to get rid of that 10 off the d. I know it's being multiplied, so I'm going to divide by 10 to undo. D equals negative 1/2 or negative 0.5. Okay, either one works for me. Okay, let's look at the next one. Over here, I see parentheses. I know order of operations tells me to either do what's in parentheses first. If I can't do what's in parentheses, then do exponents. Next, I do multiplication, division, whichever comes first, left to right. Well, this is multiplication. 3 times this whole quantity. I have to distribute everything to the inside. So 3 times y is 3y. 3 times 7 is 21. And 36 just stays there. That's an equal sign. This pen is getting all weird on me. And now I just solve. So I'm going to isolate the term that has the variable. So right now I want this guy to be all by itself. So I'm going to take the 21 away from it. Minus 21. It's so weird. All right. 3y equals, oh goodness, what's 36 minus? So it's 15? Oh, yeah, I could have done that without cheating. That was dumb. Okay. And then divide by whatever's in front of the variable to get the variable all by itself. Y, yeah, that's an ugly y. Y equals 5. Okay. Now, maybe I'll move this guy down a little bit. Nope. Okay, I can't do it. So we're going to distribute. Whoop, whoop. 4 times y is 4y. 4 times 5 is positive 20. Wow. I'm done distributing. The parentheses are gone, so this is gone. I don't need to do anything except bring this minus 5 down. Equals 51. Okay, now, same song and dance here. I see this and this are like terms. I have to combine them before I start moving stuff back and forth. So I'm going to have 4y. 20 minus 5 is 16, or positive 16, equals 51. Then I'm going to subtract off my 16 to isolate the term with the variable. Subtract 16, and I'm left with 4y equals whatever 51 minus 16 is, which is 36. Then my last step, divide by whatever's in front of the variable, here and here. Y equals 9, and those cancel. Alrighty, number 8, we are going to do the same song and dance. So 9 distributes to both of these things. So I have negative 27 equals negative 9 times 9 is negative 81. Negative 9 times 3z is negative, oh no, not 18, negative 27z. Let me delete that. Am I using black? Yeah, negative 27z. Okay, that's a z. Okay, so isolate the term that has the variable. So I'm going to leave this 27z here. I'm going to deal with negative 81. Add negative 81 to equal it out to 0. Add 81 here, and I have 54 equals nothing minus 27z. Next step, divide by whatever's in front of the variable. Divide both sides by negative 27, and I get z equals negative 2. Z equals negative 2. That's an equal sign. Okay, let's keep going. Number 9, oh boy, fractions. You guys flipped out today on this one. Okay, guys, when you're dealing with fractions, you have to have a common denominator. I see that this has a 6 on the bottom, and this has a 6 on the bottom, but this does not. Right now, negative 9 has a 1 underneath it. I need it to have a 6. So I'm going to multiply this thing by 6 so that it has a 6 on the bottom, but is still equivalent to the value of negative 9. So this becomes 5p over 6 minus 34 over 6 equals negative 54 over 6. Yay! Now I can totally do what I need to do. Now, some of you guys didn't know what to do, so let me show you how I talk to you about it. What would you do if it just looked like this? And the minus sign was there and there was no denominators. Well, most of you were like, okay, well I would add 34 on both sides to get the p to be by itself. Well, you still do the same thing, but you just do it in fraction form. So I'm going to add this term to zero it out. So add 34/6. Add 34/6 to this side. I'm left with 5p over 6 equals whatever negative 54 plus 34, is that 20? What is that? What is negative 54 plus 34? I don't have I do have a calculator. Negative 54 plus 34 equals Nope, negative 54 plus 34 equals negative 20. I was right. I should have trusted myself. Okay, now I have this. How do you get rid of the fraction in front of the variable? Multiply by the reciprocal. Times 6 over 5 times 6 over 5. P is all by itself. That's an equal sign. We would either multiply straight across, or I know from 7th grade I can cross cancel. These two cancel out. I have negative 20 over 5. Negative 20 over 5 is the same as negative 4. Cool. Okay, number 10. This one has a fraction, but the other numbers don't. I don't need to have a common denominator here because I can add 28 to 46 without having a denominator issue. Here, I could not add 34/6 to 9 because it didn't have the same denominator. So we're going to add 28, and we have 3p over 8 equals, that's a plus, negative 46 plus 28 is negative 18. And then multiply by the reciprocal. So multiply by 8/3. P is by itself now, and multiply this side by 8/3. I think we end up with negative 48. I cheated by looking, but again, negative 18 times 8, divide the whole thing by 3. Okay. Last, decimals. Let me see if I can move this down a little bit. Okay, so here, decimals don't change anything. Add 3.1, add 3.1. 2.7x is my term with the variable. It's now isolated. 7.7 plus 3.1 is going to give me 10.8. Now we divide by whatever's in front of the variable. Divide by 2. And I'm not dividing by negative. What are you doing, Rich? Come on. 2.7. Divide by 2.7x equals 4. Excuse me. Okay, this one. We've got to move letters to one side, numbers to the other side. Some people start with variables, some people start with numbers. Whatever you do first, it doesn't matter as long as you have a routine that works for you and you get the answers right. I do the variables first. So I'm going to take 3x away from this side and move it over here. I'm left with 8 equals 5x minus 3x is 2x minus 2. Next, I'm going to, okay, some of you are like, okay, I'm going to subtract 8. No. You can't do anything to this side of the equal sign because if you take away 8, the whole equation is unbalanced. So instead, we're going to do plus 2 plus 2. Again, we're trying to isolate the variable here. And if isolating the variable means I need to get rid of this 2 so that I can then deal with just 2x by itself. So 10 equals 2x. And then last but not least, divide by 2, x equals 5, or x equals 5 this way. Okay? Okie dokie. This one was hard. Let me underline some stuff. The first thing you need to do is you need to know, what am I solving for? Here's my question word of how, like how, what is, blah, blah, blah. Well, this says, how many cameras must the company sell? So I'm solving for C equals cameras. That's important to know what I'm solving for. Okay? A lot of you guys were like, no, I'm solving for dollars. No, I'm solving for cost. We're solving for cameras because the question says, how many cameras? Okay? Next, how many cameras must the company sell in one day to equal its daily costs? So I'm looking at how much do I have to sell to equal daily costs. So let's look at this. What do I know about selling cameras? Well, the company right here, I'll highlight in green, I know that cameras sell for $10 each. Well, algebraically, that looks like this. 10C, because every camera I'm going to multiply by 10 bucks, equals $2,500 a day. And then I'm going to also have to pay $6 in labor. So that's my equation. If I were to end up solving this, I'm not going to go through it because I got to do number 15. You're going to end up with 625 cameras. Actually, I'll have Miss Whitworth do 14. So Whit's video starts with 15 or 14. Boom.